Boom. We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome in to another Anime Club After Dark episode. My name is Alex, but you can call me Senpai. I am joined tonight by the one and only Chinoda.
Dog, this was such a banger.
You mean what we're going to be talking about tonight?
Yes, I do, Alex. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because you and I have gotten together because we want to talk about the second season of Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
Huh? I just said season 2.
Season 2, yes. Did I not say that? Jesus, I should have said that. But yeah, we're here to talk about the second season of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. And to that end, yes, we are here with Himmel in the Field of Flowers. I found this on VR chat like 2 hours ago. Yeah, I found this on VR chat 2 hours ago. It's like, wow, this would actually make a really good background for while we talk about Frieren and all the things we liked or maybe even didn't like about this season. Although I think that having talked with you about it a little bit off stream, I think you and I are going to struggle to find things that we hated about this season.
Man, I'm gonna struggle to find things I didn't even like about this season. What are you talking about? Didn't like.
I mean, there's very few. I mean, I guess you could complain about it was only 10 episodes. I know a lot of people did, but we will definitely be getting into that. But so before I go any further, I do want to say, for those of you who may be watching live, welcome in. I hope you're having a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. Don't forget to like this stream if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more. For those of you who are here, or for those of you who are watching after the fact, please do join our Discord server. It is linked down below in the description. It is also pinned here in the chat if you are watching live. We have a lovely community of people there who would love to meet brand new people. That being said, Chinoda, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
And maybe by the end of this stream tonight, we will have an answer for the both of us. Was it worth the wait?
Man, this was absolutely worth the wait. Ever since they announced season 2, I'm like, I don't care how big, how small it is, so long as it stays just as beautiful, I'll accept it. It was worth the wait.
Which is what Himo would have wanted. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely get into it, but as we do with pretty much all of our spoiler cast, the place I want to start first is the technical aspects of this, because I think in every technical aspect that I can think of, this either matches or exceeds the quality of the first season. Especially in terms of animation, in terms of like background art quality, like all of it was just absolute top tier. Like this genuinely is like Madhouse on a technical level being 100% on the top of their game.
It's hilarious because like I did hear some people complaining about it only being 10 episodes, but like when we see the results of it only being 10 episodes and they only had to do 10 episodes worth of everything, they can put real quality into it. I mean, I didn't know if they could surpass the first season in terms of quality. I think they actually might have this season.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck? And it's not like just it's not like just the hype scenes or anything, the action scenes or the background scenes. No, it's every scene. Every scene had quality and care put into it. I was just like, holy shit, maybe we should just get shorter ones.
I mean, I think maybe that had something to do with the quality of the animation that we got, just how short this season was. But I mean, on that level, I have to say, I think that season 2 might actually exceed season 1, specifically in the realm of animation and art quality. But I have to say, so we always talk about OPs and EDs before we get into story stuff, and I definitely want to talk about those here. I want to talk about the ED first, because my god, the ED is an absolute like work of art that deserves to be in the goddamn Louvre.
Alex, they hand drew that.
I know. That's the thing that absolutely blows my mind, boggles my fucking gourd. It's not, the song itself is really good. It's called "The Story of Us" by Millet, and it is, oh my god, the fact that they did this painstakingly using just colored pencils and no line art is absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, you can look at it and say, well, the motion and stuff is kind of janky. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be. This is literally what cell art animation is supposed to look like. What do you mean?
It's such, I have to say, it's such an inspirational piece at that, because it really shows, here's where the very beginning of art is, just using colored pencils. Anyone can get to where we are.
Yeah. I mean, I think you think of colored pencils. I know that like any artist should be able to use any tool to create good art, but I mean, I think of colored pencils as something we give to children, right? And like they do doodles with them, and that's fine. But this shows you, like, even with such a simple tool, what is fucking possible. And like that's what's so great to me. And I mean, yeah, it fits the vibe of the song, sure. And the song itself is kind of a banger, let's be honest. But just that combination of that beautiful song, the absolutely painstaking like colored pencil animation, it's such a great combination. In a time and a place now where we see so many even professional artists, like right now there's this controversy with Wit Studio that they got called out using AI, like generative AI, in their most recent season of Ascendance of a Bookworm, in that OP. And they had to like come to everyone with a hat in hands, like, yeah, we did it. Yeah. In a world where people are trying to find shortcuts, they actively made this shit harder for themselves, and it just shows in the quality how good they all are.
It succeeded beyond measure too. Yeah. Is the thing. Like, you could have had color pencils that looked average. No, I don't know how they made it look above average. And I'm just like, what the shit? This looks really good.
You know what now I think about? You know the scene in the first Iron Man movie where it's like Tony Stark did this in a cave with a box of scraps. This is the new like anime version of that. Madhouse did this with colored pencils.
God. Exactly like that.
Actually, no, the phrase should be, Madhouse did this for a 10-episode anime season with colored pencils.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I cannot praise anyone who worked on that ED enough. I cannot praise them enough for the actual the output for the product that we got from it, because man, that shit is good. I could watch that over.
It's a work of art.
I could watch that over and over and over again. And you know, not to take anything away from the OP. The OP itself is really, really good. It's Miss Green Apple. Excuse me, it's
one of my favorites.
Mrs. Green Apple. She's married, yeah. Of course. It's Lulu by Mrs. Green Apple. Listen, you don't want to mess up whether someone's married or not. It could not end well for you. And yeah, that song is really good. I like it. I do like the fact that they used like some rapid cuts when the season. So fuck you, John. This season did not suck. I like the
get out of here.
No Yoasobi. I mean, to be fair, yeah, there was no Yoasobi. You are indeed correct. But where was I going with this? I don't want to take anything away from that OP because it is good, but it didn't blow me away like the ED did.
I agree. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was pretty damn good OP, just like compared to the ED and even compared to the previous OP. I thought it was okay in terms of both animation and music.
I did also like the fact that they use sort of washed out colors when they show the parts of that OP where it's like in the past when Frieren is with Himmel and the older party. And then when it kind of like transitions halfway through the song, the colors get brighter, they pop more. There's more detail in the background art. That was actually a really cool little feature that I did notice in that OP. But John is right, it was no Yoasobi.
Unfortunate.
But it is Mrs. Green Apple. So, I mean, it's a trade-off. Is it worth it? I leave that up to everyone else to decide. Yeah, normally we start with the OPs, but there was so much good shit to say about the ED that I had to start there. And also, we would be remiss if we did not bring up the absolutely banger soundtrack yet again from our boy, the one and only Evan Call. Yeah.
God damn.
I read something a couple of weeks ago. It was an interview that he was given. And I cannot remember what outfit he was giving it to, but they were asking him about the process of making the music for Frieren, right? And he said that when he first got the job, the very first thing he did was he went and read the source material, which I think, good on him. I think if you get a job like this, you 100% should read the source material to get a feel for what you're doing. But he said that one of the things he tried to do for Frieren, and he tried to do it in the second season as well, was instead of coming up with music that could just be reused over and over again, he wanted to take the specific scenes that they were adapting and make music specifically for them. And I think that, you can see that in the first season too, but I think you can really see it in the second season. Yeah, there's a couple of musical cues that are reused. Zoltrak is used a couple of times throughout this season, but for the slower scenes, the more character focused scenes, if every single piece of music that you hear is unique to that scene. Yes,
really,
that's exactly
Hans Zimmer approach to the
yes, that is Hans Zimmer's approach to composing. He doesn't try to come up with themes that can be reused. He tries to come up with music that fits specific scenes.
And you know what? That's such a brilliant way of doing things. Not everyone can do that. It takes a certain level of creativity and talent to be able to do that. Evan has that.
Which having gone and just put on the score, the soundtrack for Frieren that Evan Call came up with, and just listening to it in the background while I'm doing other things, I listen to this music and it's yeah, I remember that scene where that piece of music played, and it's I can just relive it in my head just by listening to the music. That lends itself to making the series feel just like a long movie, and I'm always suckered into watching it. Yeah, it does. It also kind of plays into the idea of this being a journey that they're going on. Every time they're in a new place and experiencing something new, you're hearing a new piece of music. It's like you're going on an adventure with them just using the music. It's brilliant composing. Evan Call has done a phenomenal job with the soundtrack for Frieren so far, and I cannot wait to hear what comes next.
It's funny. One of in the notes I've taken down, one of the note points is literally Evan Call is so based with this music.
I wrote this down while I was watching. I forget which episode it was. I think it was during the Revolt fight. I was like, my God, I literally have it written down in here. My God, this Revolt fight music slaps.
It does. Funny enough, the point I wrote that down was all the way in episode 2 or 3 when they first introduced the hero of the South. When they had his introduction theme play, I was just like, holy shit, what is this? Who is this?
Yeah. I loved it,
ever
man.
since. I'm like, man, the musical cues in this season, it seems even more stepped up somehow.
Yeah, it really does. And I give so much credit to him. Seriously, the OST feels like I'm in an adventuring party, just like the cast is. Yeah, and that's the best part about it. Like, you feel like you're going on an adventure with these people, not just because of the story being told and the characters and how kind of suckered in you get to them, but just the music by itself. And it's why I like to listen to it when I'm doing like other things, when I'm writing stuff down, when I'm reading some stuff. I'll just put on some bits from the Frieren soundtrack. It's like, yeah, I remember this adventure they went on, because I went on it with them.
Yeah, you are there. You are part of the journey.
Yeah.
Music includes you thanks to that. It helps retain in your mind because of that.
Yeah. But yeah, let's actually get into the actual story of this season. So, I was surprised when I first heard that from an official source that the episode count was only going to be 10 episodes for the season, because the first season had 28 episodes. So we go from one extreme to the other. One that has more than 2 cores worth of episodes, and then another one that has less than a single core's worth of episodes. Only 10 episodes is the worst part of the second season. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that we didn't get more. Hi, Classy. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Classy.
It
was...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say real quick, it is like the worst part about it, but also because it was only 10 episodes, it kind of made it damn good for what they adapted.
I mean, it definitely made each of those 10 episodes really stand out in their own way, probably more so than a longer season would. And I like that. So some people were disparagingly referring to this entire season as like the side quest arc of Frieren, and that is kind of what it feels like. It feels like a giant breather between what happened at the end of the first season and what is apparently coming at the beginning of the third season, which has been announced already.
Thank God, by the way, for that.
I've heard it's because season 1 left off in a weird spot for the next arc. So yeah, that's what I was wondering that too, because I have not read the source material. I know, shame on me. I probably really should. But maybe it did really leave off in a weird place. Although I feel like a lesser adaptation, Overlord, would have, sorry, John, would have taken all of the like content in these episodes and tried to squeeze it into like the first 2 or 3, maybe 4 episodes if you're lucky, in the next season, right before we get to the next big arc, which is the Golden Land arc, which is hinted at multiple times throughout the run of this season. I feel like a lesser adaptation would have tried to do that, and yada-yada'd over a lot of this stuff. But I'm glad they didn't, because not only did we get some great character moments, we got some good world building, we got some phenomenal new music from Evan Call, as we mentioned. And it does feel like we had a chance to actually catch our breath after the first class mage exams.
Yeah, it was nice. We had a couple episodes where it was back to normal adventuring, where it wasn't as bad, but then you get to more tiny arcs that, yes, while they might have felt like side quests, it felt important, and it felt like it was building things up slowly, narrative wise.
Yeah, and that's throughout this season, and especially in the last couple of episodes, you definitely feel like we're building towards something, especially when you start like getting glimpses at what some other people that we've been introduced to are doing at this time. This is just one of those shows where they don't tantalize your balls with cliffhangers to force you to go read the source material, and they're adapting the anime to actually sell the series. So, yes, I completely agree with that. And John, I think you might agree with me too. It feels like they're sort of taking their time with this adaptation in the same way that it felt like they did with the Spice and Wolf remake, where they actually let the story of the source material that they were adapting, they gave it a chance to breathe. That's kind of what my feeling is as I watch Frieren, having not read the source material. So I could be wrong about that, but that's the feeling I get from how they're adapting this. I really hope the next season of Spice and Wolf Remake is in 10 episodes. I might actually have a conniption. But yeah, that's...
You would have a heart attack.
Listen, I'm thrilled that we get more Spice and Wolf, and I'm thrilled that more people are realizing just how good it is. A whole new generation is realizing just how phenomenal that story is. It's wild that more studios are making anime to sell the series in its entirety instead of just go read the source material like we... Yes! I am so grateful we live in this time. I know that animators are getting overworked. I know that they're getting underpaid. But it is so good to see that people are actually committing to making full-on adaptations of source material, especially those that are already done. Like, it's great. And even if that takes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. We've talked about it so many times in this podcast. Back in the day, you were lucky if an adaptation of a popular manga or even a light novel got more than 2 seasons.
You were genuinely lucky. And it's funny you say that, John. We actually have brought that up a couple times throughout the podcast, that exact sentiment.
I mean... It's just a crazy time we live in. I never, as a long-time anime fan, I never thought I would see the day when we'd be getting, regularly getting full adaptations of source material, regardless of how popular they were. Unless they were, Shonen Jump kind of stuff, because those were the only things that seemed to get, full-on adaptations back in the day.
Now it's actually more than that.
The amount of shows I've seen in the last few seasons where the staff are completely passionate about the work is insane. Yeah, I talked about it in our Discord server about how, what was it? The Kamen Rider anime. I could tell. Is it Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider?
Yes, Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. You can see how passionate the people who are working on that anime are about the old school Kamen Rider stuff. It's crazy to watch. Also, an underrated anime. You should go watch it if you haven't.
Absolutely based. I only got a couple more episodes to go on that one.
Entirely made up, talking out of my ass, but I believe Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the reason studios are doing it. Partial. I mean, maybe. I don't
Full Metal Alchemist, it's that.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood definitely showed back in the day that it is possible to do.
I think it might be a partial reasoning, but I don't think it's the only reasoning for them, for studios to be doing full adaptations. But I think it definitely helped in terms of showing the possibility.
Yeah. It also showed how, going back and redoing something that you kind of bungled the first time could actually be helpful, not just to what you're adapting, but also to your studio that adapted in the first place. You haven't watched anime in the last year and a half. Well, you are missing out. There's been some good shit coming out.
So much good stuff. It's been a banger year.
But yeah, getting back to Frieren, I mean, yeah, this is sort of a side quest arc, but I'm glad that we got it because we got some great character moments. A great one for me, and probably the thing that I like the most about this season is Stark and Fern's date. I don't know why I love that, but I fucking did.
I know why I loved it, because I've been shipping them since season 1, since the first fucking episode they were together. I was let's fucking go. That's why I've been hyped for this, and they finally, you know what? Fucking Stark stepped up, said, okay, let's go on a date. Fern goddamn dropped her book in shock. She's like, excuse me? Wait, what?
To be fair, I dropped my book
too. Go. Yeah, she was like, this didn't go according to plan. You were supposed to hit back with the snark or something. You're asking me on a date? What? Excuse me? They went on a motherfucking date. Oh my god. But first, Stark. I love him for that. He went to Frieren and was like, Frieren, I don't know how to go on a date. How do I go on a date? And Frieren's just like, I'm gonna step up and show you, boy. And he did. They did the exact route that Stark took on their date with Fern. And it was so goddamn cute. I love that it was 2 separate episodes as well. It wasn't just one.
I love that whole that whole sequence because, like, number one, it shows how awkward both Fern and Stark are towards each other, but also, like, it's such a realistic thing. Like, the first time you, like, go on a date with someone, you're very unsure of yourself. To be fair, it's not like they don't know each other. They've been traveling with each other for a while now, so they have some rapport, shall we say. But it was still fun to watch because, like, man, we've all been there. Like, your first date with someone, it never goes quite according to how you want. And I love the thing at the end of that date where Fern is telling him, like, this isn't the date I expected from you. And he's like, well, I just kind of did stuff that, other people told me, or that I thought you would want, that I thought you would like. And it's like, she's like, yeah, but it's not you.
And it's funny because they know each other so intimately that she can pick up on that. And I genuinely love that. That tells the character detail, how much they come to know each other. There is so many details sprinkled throughout. Everything has intention.
It also shows that Stark is not as emotionally intelligent as she is. And I like that aspect of his character.
Yeah, he's a brute of a warrior. He's not as used to doing things with people.
I mean, it also shows that both Fern and Stark were raised very, very differently. I mean, you have Fern, who was partially raised with Heiter, and then Stark with Eisen. It just shows very different styles of how they were brought up. And this is the kind of character shit I love, and I really wish more anime would dip into, because I get way more enjoyment out of this than just a cheap ass like action sequence. Not to say that there aren't really good action scenes in this second season, but man, that's not what Frieren is about. And I hate the criticism of this season. It's like, well, there were so much fewer action scenes. It's like, that's not the goddamn point. If you're here for the action, you're not here for what Frieren is about.
It's like, listen, go back to your shonen jumps. Keep being a ball and gun gamer. Like, you are not here for the good stuff. Like, shut the hell up.
And that's one of the things I appreciate the most about Frieren, and you see it quite a lot in this season, is the way that the narrative very seamlessly transitions between, like, sort of slice of life-esque stuff, and then you got character development or character drama stuff, and then it'll transition again seamlessly into an action sequence. And I'm like, teach me how to write like this, please. I wish to learn. Right. I wish to learn your secrets. I do. I genuinely get jealous. Like, man, if I could write like that, I'd be king.
It's funny. I'm actually reading through a book at the moment that's doing something very similar, and it transitions things so seamlessly, so smoothly. I'm just like, wow. I'm glad I've watched and read these two at the same time, because, like, I can see how it can be done. I have no idea how to do it exactly, though. Like, it's so beautiful.
Like, unironically, something else that does this really well, and I'm speaking specifically about the source material here, is Overlord. It does a really good job. The narrative does a really, really good job of pretty seamlessly transitioning between character moments, world building, and then action. And it's when that kind of writing comes together like it does here in Frieren, it's something spectacular to watch. Because not once, as slow moving as Frieren can be sometimes in its narrative, never once have I felt like we had to completely stop the narrative to do character building, to do world building, to do action sequences. I never once have had that feeling while watching either season of Frieren, and in particular this season.
If anything, not only is it not stopped, it's smoothly flowing in both ways. It keeps the story going because you're going as you're learning these things, and it's such a natural way of doing it.
I wonder if it's because a lot of anime viewers have shonen fatigue, similar to how after Endgame there was a shift in people wanting to watch other stuff, and with Frieren taking a slower pace and more about the journey than the action-packed moments. Yeah, I mean, there may be some of that, although I still think there's quite a bit of shonen out there that is really, really popular. I mean, obviously you've got something like Jujutsu Kaisen for something that isn't as, like, big, I would say. Like last year, Gachiakuta did really, really well. I enjoyed the hell out of it, even though it is sort of a bog standard shonen. I don't know if it's necessarily fatigue. I think that people are just generally hungry for good stories with very well developed characters and good world building. I mean, and to be fair, I mean, there's a lot of shonen out there that are fun to watch, but are sort of deep as a puddle, wide as an ocean.
Cough, cough, Demon Slayer, cough, cough.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe there is a little bit of shonen fatigue. I would say that I probably have a little bit of that, but I think I've had that for years. It takes a lot to get me into a new shonen these days. I really am getting old because I just look at the newest slice of life that's coming out. I'll watch that.
God, I hate to say it, but I agree because I'm watching whatever action show. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's cool and all. I know it's greatly animated. Watching something slice of life, I'm like, yes, I can chill out. I can put on the comfy sweater and get my hot cocoa. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I feel old.
I think when you turn 30, like unironically, when you turn 30, you just start watching slice of life, and that's it. That's what your life becomes. Your entire, like, as a weeb, when you turn 30, you just start watching slice of life, and you're like, yeah, this is my jam now.
And you know what? I like that. I
and
like
see, and see, this bastard turned 30, and I introduced him to Eurocamp, and his life has never been the same.
I've learned the ways
of the comp. It's nice to have shows that have low stakes, no high octane pressure. Yeah, it is. I mean, the high stakes stuff can be fun, especially when it's done well. But to have something like this that has, I mean, admittedly low stakes most of the time, it is refreshing because you actually get to breathe and journey with these characters, and you're kind of growing with them in a way. And I love like with Frieren, since the story takes place over a relatively long time. I mean, I think how many years have passed now in the story? I mean, I know it's been like 30 years since Himmel's like death. That's what they say in it. But like, I want to say since like they actually started this journey, since they picked up Fern, it's been what? At least 10?
Yes,
15?
it has
Something
been 10
like
years.
that?
No, 10 years. I remember reading a comment about this that did the math. 10 years with Fern, 2 years with Stark.
Only 2.
Yes. Well, think about how much we've gone through. It has been 2 years. Like,
That's true. That's true.
That's a long amount of time, actually.
Yeah. And yeah, with this journey,
For us
it genuinely
humans, anyway.
Yeah, not for Frieren, that's for sure. It's so nice because like since you have these protracted time scales in the show, it makes the character interactions feel way more realistic, in my opinion, because like we know that these characters have now been with each other for years. It's not like in your bog standard like high school rom-com that we see every season in anime. It's like, oh, these characters have known each other now for 2 weeks and now they're in love. It's like, okay, sure.
Hey Alex, I'm sorry
to
do this. I gotta go use the potty real quick.
Oh, the dude has to potty. That's fine. That is fine. I will entertain people until you get back. But yeah, that's also something that I really, really like about Frieren. It's just how not only does it allow the characters a chance to breathe, the narrative itself really allows for a chance for the audience to get to know these characters in a very realistic way. But I do agree with what John said in the chat, that it is nice to have a show like this where the stakes are so inconsequential, like in a, we're gonna destroy the world kind of sense. You don't really have that so much in Frieren. Although, I mean, she is killing demons, so, I mean, in a way, I guess she's saving the world. I forget where I was going to go next with this. I was on a roll, and it's like I got so distracted by trying to figure out how long the story has been going on. But while we wait for him to come back, I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening or afternoon or morning, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. If you do like what you see, do consider liking this stream, subscribing if you want to see more. As the kids say, smash that like button. What else do the kids say? I don't know what the kids say. I'm not a kid anymore. Don't talk to kids online. My advice for the day. Also, we do have our links are pinned down below, or not pinned, but put down below in the description. Do remember to follow Anime Club After Dark everywhere we upload stuff. We also have a Discord server down there you can join, where all kinds of things happen, where we realize that words are certainly words. What about put me on to Tajima? You certainly did. I'm very happy that I got a chance to start it, because I think without you recommending it, although I think Shinoda probably would have eventually said something about it anyway, but without you recommending it, I definitely probably wouldn't have even given it a shot. No, it was you who told Shinoda. Well, you know what? Maybe you are the source for everything. But yeah, Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. Great anime. More people should certainly check it out. If you are in any way, shape, or form interested in Kamen Rider, I highly recommend it. But even if you're not, even if you've never interacted with anything Kamen Rider in the past, still go watch it, because it is innately funny. All the action is really well animated. And the characters are goofy as hell, and Tackle is hot. No, wait, I didn't say that. Actually, yes, I did. Tackle's hot. I own what I said. I will own what I said. Man, my dude is taking the League of the Century. The songs are so yes. Oh Jesus, his name escapes me at the moment. Teddy Lloyd. Teddy Lloyd does the music in Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, and it is really, really good. I love Teddy. Teddy Lloyd doesn't get enough credit. I know a lot of people only think of Teddy Lloyd as from the Panty and Stocking soundtrack, which is really good. But he does a lot of other good music too. Speaking of, did I check out Panty and Stocking season 2? I did. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first season, but I still enjoyed it. Even though a lot of people will probably agree that the jokes are kind of like, this is very 2016 kind of jokes. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd argue that most people know Teddy Lloyd from them. Yeah, that was also pretty iconic back in the day. Yeah, there's probably a good argument to be made for that, for sure. That's something I genuinely haven't thought about in years. That was a big thing, though, when it first popped off. In more ways than one. Just saying. All right, we're gonna make fun of Tsunoda when he gets back. He's taking like the leak of the actual century. I always think of Me because the girl looks like Stocking, and I love Stocking so much. Why do you like Stocking so much, John? Is it because she's a thick girl and we love thick girls? I will say something that I did. Thick thighs do indeed save lives. Something that I did check out because I knew that the English dub for the second season did do a lot of voice actor changes, cast changes. I did check out the English dub for the second season. It's not bad, but I would argue it isn't as good as the first season's English dub, which is a shame because the first season's English dub is so iconic. All right, I'm gonna ask a really. This is gonna be a very badly. This is not gonna age well when he comes back. But did Tsunoda fall down? Like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Last night we talked about some stuff that we had been watching. I know that Tsunoda was really, really excited for the ending to Fire Force, where he said he was going to go take a piss, but he has been gone for a long time.
I said I was going to go potty.
Oh, you took a dookie.
Yes.
He took a dookie. Ladies and gentlemen, he took a dookie. We gotta... No.
All right. I have
Back
no
to
idea
Frieren.
how much you talked about. Yeah.
I didn't really talk much about Frieren while you were gone.
Okay, that's fine. Going back to how long they've known each other, all the way back in, episode 1 or 2, like way back when, one of the scenes you get is Fern smiling at all the items that were precious to her. Mm-hmm. And I genuinely love that scene. It was a scene of showing the staff, the headband, and the bracelet that she got from all the important people in her life.
Yeah, it was, again, another great character moment.
And this season is full of those, like, absolutely stacked with them. And you appreciate it so much more because you only get 10 episodes, so like each one of those moments matter so much more. And they made sure to put hair into it.
Yeah. And another, like, talking about earlier when we mentioned like world building and stuff, it was nice to see them talk about other stuff that goes on in the world. Like, you had the whole thing with the Hero of the South, right? That was really cool to see. That there weren't just like Himmel and his party of heroes. There were other parties and other heroes that got together and tried to do what they did, and weren't obviously as successful as they were. I like the fact that the dude kind of accepts his fate. He's like, yeah, I can actually see into the future, and I know I'm not going to actually survive if I try and do this. I'm going to go do it anyway.
The Giga Chad could see into the future, and he saw how it would go, and he accepted it. He's like, I will lay the path down for you guys to succeed.
Can I just say, I love
mustache Giga Chad. Holy shit!
I actually like that trope a lot. I know it's a very like old trope about like the stoic hero that just accepts their fate when they know that they don't have another choice. But I do love that trope. And that dude is like the embodiment of it. I'm like, okay, you're pretty cool.
And the fact that he was considered to be the strongest of all of humanity as well. I'm just like, holy shit, that is insane. I wish we got to see more of his fights and all that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they ever do like some side stories or stuff with Frieren, like I'd love to see more stories from some of these side characters that we've met over the years, because like that seems like it'd be a really good place to go with some more stories to tell. Another thing that I really liked was the whole thing with the demon that they fought, Revolt, Divine Revolt. That was really, really cool. That whole lead up to it is really interesting too, where we see Genau and Method, were people that we have seen before but don't know a whole lot about, because we saw them briefly in the first season. But
we only saw Genau briefly. We got a little bit more time with Method in season 1. This season 2, we had three entire episodes with them, and my God, was it beautiful.
Also, just gonna throw this out here, Method she like girls. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
Method likes all girls who are cute.
Yeah. Fern did not like that at all.
And it's funny because then Method was like, "Oh, Fern, you're cute too. Especially when you're angry."
Threesome, let's go.
I can't tell you how much I laughed the little flashback scene they did with Method, Siri, and Genau, and just Siri was hiding behind Genau when they were talking about how much head pats she can give per day. I was genuinely laughing my ass off because I'm like, Jesus Christ, this woman has a problem. I love her.
Yeah, but man, oh my God, that fight is so good with it was
Revolt. A goddamn 2-episode lead up to the fight just to emphasize how much they're walking into. And like, I love the little determinations, the investigations they did. They're like, okay, what is this demon? How does it fight? Like then they eventually figured out, wait, this has more than 2 arms, like looking at the investigation. And like everything led up to this fight. Oh my God. And the fact that it wasn't the mages that fought, it was Genau is a mage.
Yeah.
But it was Stark and Genau. Not our normal party that fought the big bad demon.
No, and also the other ones, you have Method, Fern, and Frieren. They all go off and they are like fighting their own fight with a couple of other demons. And like it's a coordinated strategy, and like you get to see more of like how the demons operate. Like all their whole thing is about deceiving other people and preying on mankind, or non-demons empathy.
And that's... Alex, I have to interject real quick and say you're wrong on that. It was Method and Fern fighting fucking Frieren.
Well, true.
The fuck out.
True.
And she got the viewer seat.
True. She got like front row seats to this fight for sure. She was like watching a fucking Evander Holyfield fight, going, "Huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm."
She's
uppercut,
popcorn high in the air, and she's like, "You guys got this. I believe in you."
She's like that. Frieren was like that meme. I'm doing my part. I didn't do shit.
But I have to say, watching Fern and Method fight together, even if they're apart, like using their deductive reasonings, figuring out counterspell. Goddamn, that was beautiful. That was a great fight of the mages. It was a matter of, okay, this is how my opponent is fighting. How can I beat them? What can I do to beat them? And like figuring it out while risking their lives. God damn, it was so hype. And
also, I want to say
the most hype part.
I want to say also, like I should have brought this up before. I love the fact that I have been watching anime for so long now, I immediately recognize voice actors when I hear them. So the very first time I heard Revolt speak, I'm like, that's Kaiki!
Yeah, I heard him and I'm like, hold on, I know you.
I know you, Kaiki. I know your voice anywhere. I love that there's so many Japanese voice actors I can do that with now. Like, I might not know a clue what they're saying, but God, you start speaking, I know that voice.
Like, I won't immediately be able to place names, but I'm like, wait, no, I know you.
So that was exciting for me the very first time I was like, Kaiki, you can't hide from me, you bastard. You may not be anywhere near Aranagi, but I can recognize your voice when I hear it. I always love it when that happens. But yeah, the fight is great. I like the fact that both Stark and Genau have to utilize different strategies when facing them, because like they realize that with 4 swords and, you know, being a demon that can obviously move faster than them, they're gonna have to win this fight based on strategy, not brute strength, which is not in Stark's wheelhouse. Like, Stark's wheelhouse is brute strength.
But the fact that he can compete with brute strength, oh my god. Look,
which
honest,
plays
it
in,
wasn't just
which plays into what happened with Genau's like previous partner, which is why he was so reluctant about Stark staying behind, because he was convinced that if Stark stayed behind and they did attack, if the demons that they thought were out there did attack, that he would end up losing another partner. And it's another trauma that he didn't want to experience, because like you can tell from how he talks about like his past partner, he's got a little bit of PTSD from that shit.
Yeah, and like Genau tries so hard to be, oh, I'm not a good guy, I'm a bad guy, I don't actually care for people. Motherfucker, you care so goddamn much. You are a liar.
It's like, listen here, this don't be like me bullshit. I'm not a good person. Okay, Chuni, shut the fuck up.
He literally, I mean, Jesus, did you see how many times he did fucking poses when he casts spells? He's a goddamn Chuni to the max. I love him.
Yeah, I love him too. He's a great character. These are the kind of characters, if you ever do like side stories, these are the kind of characters I'd love to see more of.
And so what I was saying was, Stark not just tanking hits and being a complete badass. This entire season was really Stark is fucking banger OP. Season, because like throughout the entire season you just see Stark doing so much cool shit, constantly carrying people. You're just like, god damn, this boy's got it going on.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, like Stark is really with it, but then you see him in moments like with Fern, or, you know, just interacting with other people, especially if they're new people. Like he's like most of the way there, but he lacks the emotional intelligence to like really get to know people that he wants to get to know. And a lot of that comes with experience. Like in real life, a lot of that stuff kind of comes with you experiencing that and failing multiple times. And so it's great to see that, like, as powerful as Stark is, and like in battle, yeah, he's gonna be your guy. He's gonna be your ride or die if he gets into a fight, you know, alongside you. But that he's like still not really 100% there, like in terms of like a fully rounded person. He still has his flaws, and that's one of the things I do love about the characters and the characterization in Frieren too. Like, as powerful and as well put together as some of these characters may seem, deep down they all have flaws of some ilk, and some of them are bigger than others.
One of the great parts about this show is you see these flaws, but you also see them improve on these flaws over time. Like Frieren now, last season you see her struggle to wake up. She'll say like, no, just a couple more days,
a couple more hours.
This season you only hear her say, oh, give me only a couple more hours, and you're like, oh my god, our girl's improving. My god, good for her. That's
not the kind of improvement I was specifically talking about, but hey, I'll take the improvement where I can get it. No, I mean, but the whole thing with Frieren is that like the journey that she's going on now is supposed to be teaching her about like about interacting with people, the legacies that you leave, and the relationships that you have, because like she only realized after Himmel was gone that, oh my god, I fucking missed out on an opportunity here. Jesus.
I missed out on that boy. Speaking of Himmel, can we
He's
go
right
to
there.
Yes, yes. Can we go to what's probably my second favorite episode of this season, Himmel's Journal?
Okay, I'm gonna
Oh
the
my-
Himmel's Memoirs. That whole episode
Himmel.
is great. I just want to say it is not my favorite it is my favorite episode of this season, but it may actually be my favorite episode of the series so far.
Whoa, that's a high statement, really.
And I'll tell you why. During the flashback scene, when she gets the memoir and she's kind of reading through it a little bit, and you get that flashback where you're actually looking at what's going on through Himmel's eyes at his POV. That's phenomenal storytelling. And there's not a single line of dialogue in that whole fucking thing, but you know, based on who he's looking at, how he's looking at them, how long his gaze lasts on people, exactly what he thinks of them. And
Alex,
no one gets looked at more than Frieren.
oh my god, Alex, something like that takes so much empathy, because you literally have to watch from a point of view, and you have to understand to a depth how they're thinking, what they're feeling, and that's not easy for some people to do. But I have to say, how they did it.
It's not easy for Frieren to do.
No, it's not. But like how they did it, it was so beautifully done. Alex,
They even
I
bring
fucking
this-
cried during that clip.
Oh,
That
my
was only
eyes.
like 30 seconds long, I think. Barely any time. Even 10 episode season, that's barely anything. I
mean,
fucking
Maya's-
cried from that.
My
I
eyes got a
was
little
like,
watery.
my god.
My eyes got a little watery, not gonna lie. But no, they even bring this up at the end of that scene, like the boatman that takes him over there is like, because he's watching her like relive these memories, and what I assume is meant to be like a split-second thing for everyone else, even though we get like a 30-second montage. He's like, nah, you keep it. As much as I might have wanted it, and as much as it means to the people of the village I'm from, it clearly means more to you than it does to me. And besides, there's a bunch of other books in here that'll fetch a pretty penny anyway. And that just goes to show, like, normally Frieren is so guarded with her emotions that people kind of struggle to figure out what she's thinking. And that's the one moment where, reading through that memoir, she let her guard down and people saw exactly what she thought.
She was an open book test at that moment, and my god, it was beautiful.
And all
It
of that is
genuinely
done
was.
with so much, such minimal dialogue, and that, I love that so much. I cannot. This is why I think that, you know, as much as people might poo-poo the season for this or that, that episode might actually be my favorite episode of the whole series so far.
Whew.
Also, I love the
I'm
fact.
glad-
I love the fact that it ends on a hentai note with the
What?
Kraken.
Oh, yeah.
I also
Was that
love
the-
that. I love that the anime does not even bother to show that they like defeated this Kraken, like, because that is how it's episode 9 of this season, Himmel's Memoirs, and that's how it ends. It ends with them getting like assaulted by a Kraken, and then it just hard cuts to so anyway. 5 days later.
You already know that they beat it and they moved on. They're like, yeah, no, it was a quick thing.
And Himmel's like, why are you two being so nonchalant about this? I love that scene. I love that scene a lot. But yeah, I absolutely adore that episode. It is not. I'm not even gonna say I think. It is my favorite episode of the series. So far. So far.
Considering everything we've gotten, that honestly says something really strong. It really does. I love that for you. I do.
Yeah. Even though you don't agree.
No, I think it's a amazing episode. I don't like, personally speaking, it's my favorite episode. No, I don't even know what is. I would have to seriously think about it. I have to look over the list and like really think about it. I was just saying it's my second favorite episode just because like episode 8 was such peak animation and how cool it was.
Oh yeah, for
But,
sure,
like,
for
if
sure.
you're talking about writing wise, emotional depth wise, yeah, no, episode 9 hits so goddamn hard. It's like a fucking freight train.
Yeah. It's always fun to me from a narrative perspective every time that you have these flashbacks to Himmel, and it's like, for us, like, if you're anywhere near emotionally mature, you recognize that how Himmel is talking to Frieren, how he is reacting to her, he likes her a lot and he wants to be more than just a friend, but she doesn't see it because she doesn't have that kind of, I hesitate to say maturity because of her age, because I mean clearly she's mature, but she doesn't have that kind of emotional fortitude, that emotional maturity to say, oh, this person is trying to, you know, show off that he likes me and maybe wants to be more than just my friend.
She doesn't have the emotional depth. She didn't have it at
she
the,
didn't.
at the time.
And now in the second journey that she's going on, it's like you're watching her slowly acquire that and realize, God damn, I've fucked up.
You see so much more wistfulness from her, so much more happiness from her. You see her smiling more. You see her enjoying life more. And
she's becoming less emotionally guarded.
Yeah, and that's what makes this anime so goddamn beautiful. And that's what makes this second season even better, because you see that journey from the first season of like where she was to where she is now. And it's such a wonderful journey.
Yep. I mean, and then we end the season with something that I think would have probably been yada over in a lesser adaptation. I'm glad it wasn't here. You know, you see the whole thing with the bridge. I know a lot of people, like manga purists were pointing out, oh my god, the bridge in the anime doesn't look anything like it did in the manga. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't fucking care.
How different was it compared to the
apparently
manga?
the in the manga, the bridge, the finished bridge looks a lot more ornate, or at least more it looks better than just a wooden bridge across a canyon.
Oh, that's honestly a shame. I would have hoped for
I don't
more
care.
than
The
knowing
look
that
of the bridge is not important. What is important is that it is a bridge.
Don't get me wrong, I agree. I'm just like, now knowing that, like, I'm like, oh, well, they could have made it.
And also, I love the
sure.
symbolism in that. Like, it's not just a bridge. I mean, yes, it is a physical bridge that characters and anyone in that world can now use. It is a symbolistic bridge between the past and the future.
Quite, yeah. No, it's literally is.
So I don't care that it doesn't look like the bridge in the manga. I don't care. But yeah, and then you have that whole like journey to the north where they want to make money, so they're trying to like work as I guess you would call them like sellswords, mercenaries. That's the kind of work that they're doing, and they get hired to put up a barrier around a place where there's a bunch of these crystal, and I love the I love the twist, the sort of misdirection, the what's the word I'm looking for? The fucking subversion of expectations. Thank you, Ryan Johnson. I love the little subversion of expectations we get at the end of that, because you know Frieren's talking about this stuff about how, you know, this view is great. It's a great bit of nature, right? But it's a shame that we're protecting this now for people who are going to come and tear it down. And like, that's the assumption, because that's what Frieren is telling you, this is what people do to these. And then they get back to the person who gave them a job. It's like, thank you. Now I can preserve it for future generations. And it's like,
and everyone was
What?
surprised by that. Even I wasn't expecting that at all, but I was so happy about it.
And I mean, it's not a huge subversion of expectations, but that's Rian Johnson, how you do subversion of expectations correctly, in a narrative.
Never gonna let him live it
I'm
down,
never
will you?
letting that man. I'm never letting that man live it down. No. But yeah, I loved that, and I thought that was a really good way to end this sort of, I guess you would, I mean, yeah, people were saying it disparagingly, but I think it's fine to call this whole season like the side quest arc of Frieren. And like,
It's funny that people say that, and this whole season shows why side quests are so goddamn important.
Hey, if there's anything that playing Bethesda games for decades now has taught me, it's that you do the side quest first, then the main quest.
It affects the ending. I swear to God, it does.
It certainly affects my player level, and it makes the ending a lot easier.
What do you
Am I
mean I'm
wrong?
coming to the
Is
second
anyone out
boss
there?
steamrolling?
Is anyone out there gonna say I'm wrong? I know that some of you have played Bethesda games. And I also love how throughout the course of this season we got subtle hints to what's to come with the Golden Land arc. I love
That
that final scene after the credits in the last
With
episode of the
Denkin?
season
Yeah.
with Denkin, when it goes, because that he you see a little flash of him in a couple episodes earlier, and it's like, okay, clearly that's setting something up that's going to be happening later at the end of this season. And you go back to him after the credits roll, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go die now. It's like, oh,
What
okay.
the hell's going on? What's so important?
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
you find out.
that's setting up the next arc that comes, which is the next like big major arc in Frieren, from what I understand. And from what I've heard from a couple of people who have read the source material, some people say that this arc that's coming up is one of the most exciting arcs in Frieren.
That's really saying something, considering how Frieren is. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean this is exciting? Like, holy shit. If this is exciting, what's about to happen?
Yeah, and I like the little trickle that we got throughout the season, and then of course that nice little reveal after the credits roll. I'm super hype for what comes next. We have gotten an announcement at the end of the season that season 3 will be starting its airing in the fall of next year, 2027.
I'm so goddamn ready, but at the same time, no, I'm not. Oh my god.
I have to ask, because like, this is my feeling on it, right? I feel like if this had been the first 10 episodes of the second season, it wouldn't have been, or if this had been the first 10 episodes of the next arc, let's say that the second and third seasons were like mushed together in like a single season. If they had taken this first 10 episodes of this season and then had however many episodes they're going to take to tell the next arc, I don't think that would have been as effective, because I feel like people would have been like expecting like, when's this next exciting arc starting? And now we get 10 episodes of, I mean, people would have just called it filler.
I completely agree, because that's exactly what I was thinking. I think people would have, if they did it, they would have called these little arcs, the trash arcs, they would have shed on them so much, not even really appreciating them, because it would have been clumped in with a much higher expectation arc, where it was like a lot of action, a lot of holy shit, that's so cool, and the first half we had to slog through. No, they made this an entire little mini-series of arcs, the side quest arc, so they say, and you can appreciate it for what it is, because they made it its own season. Now you can enjoy the separate seasons for what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this season, even though it is shorter, I feel like this is a really good buffer between two major arcs. Was it the most effective way they could have done this? Maybe not. There could be an argument to be had. We'll have to see what the third season holds. I'm glad that the wait won't be quite as long. I know fall of 2027 sounds like it's a long way away, and I mean, yeah, it kind of is. But I mean, we had to wait 2 years for the second season. So I mean, we're waiting just over a year and a half for the next season. So I feel like that's a plus. I mean, again, assuming
tell you
it doesn't
folks
get
that
delayed.
the time's gonna move so much quicker than you think. It'll be here very shortly.
And trust me, we're in our 30s. We know that time moves fast.
Only moves faster every year.
Yes,
The darndest thing.
I want to tell you, as someone who's in their mid 30s, that doesn't get any better as you get older. It gets worse. It gets a lot worse.
If there's a lesson you can take from Frieren, treasure your time.
Yes, exactly. That should be the lesson that anyone can take from Frieren, is that your time is valuable, and you can use it for good, you can use it for bad, but you can also use it to make up for the regrets that you have. And that at the end of the day is really what Frieren is about. It's about regret, it's about legacy, it's about how you choose to live the life that you have been given, whether you're using it for good, for bad, or anything in between. And I think that's something that this season really helped kind of nail in the ground. So before we wrap this up, Chinoda, I want to ask, we've brought this up many times on the podcast.
Actually, Alex,
huh?
before you go there, can I get to a couple of points I made on my list that we didn't get to?
Yeah. Go ahead. If you have any other notes or something you wanted to bring up, sure.
All right, I just want to go through it kind of quickly since we're wrapping up. Legendary 3-day Tantrum.
Yes.
Fucking gold mine. All the hairstyles that
Frieren
did
has
during the spar, like the entire season, but like especially during the spa episode, that was great. Especially when she had it in a whole tangle, genuinely amazing. The date again, I know we hit it, but like that was so goddamn cute. I loved it. They finally went on a date. The suitcase is a suitcase of holding.
Yes.
Completely makes sense. The elf yearns for the mines. Because of purpose.
Since you brought up the hot springs the episode, can I just say, Frieren feet?
in the Frieren subreddit, Zeller is very, very famous for that.
I'm just gonna say this right now. There have been multiple scenes in both the first season and the second season that linger a little bit on feet, and I see you, Madhouse. I know what kind of men you are.
Alex appreciates the game. He sees game.
I know game when I see it, and you guys, you got game.
I'll say I appreciate it too. Let's see what else. Brick bread. I have eaten that. I understand that.
It's hardtack. That's what they're eating. It's hardtack.
No, not hardtack. The bread.
I know that, but that's what hardtack looks like. It genuinely looks like stale bread.
No, they specifically called it out for being the bread, not the hardtack.
I know that, but there's an actual food that used to be eaten by sailors back in the day.
I know about hardtack. I'm just saying that's just the bread, though. That being said, yeah. What else? Stark telling Yanu, don't tell Fern I was midnight snacking. Fucking gotta giggle out of me because I have seen that IRL multiple times. Frieren being sandwiched between Method and Fern. That was adorable. Let's see. And oh yeah, Fern firing goddamn orbital Zoltrax. Holy shit!
I didn't know this could be used as a goddamn tactical nuke.
Yeah, apparently. And goddamn, she's terrifying when she does it.
Yeah.
Stark straight up gets eaten and he just walks it off. He's completely fine. He's just built different as he is the student of Eisen. So, yeah, that makes sense, but not at all. Yeah, no, I think that's all the notes that I just wanted to hit on real quick.
All right. Well, to wrap it up, I know that we've mentioned on the podcast several times that the first season of Frieren is the only anime we've ever reviewed on this podcast that got a unanimous 10 out of 10 from everyone. And I think a lot of us are somewhat in agreement that it may be the greatest single season of anime ever made. Mal certainly seems to think so all these years later. I have to ask, is season 2 a 10 out of 10 for you?
Alex, I spent a solid 40 minutes, maybe an hour debating this. I shit you not.
I've spent a lot of time thinking about this too.
I genuinely sat on my phone, went through all the threads for this anime. I was just
found Frieren's feet pics.
Found multiple of Frieren's feet pics. And I was just like, what can I say that's bad about this that genuinely takes it down to a 9? Because that's where I was at. I kept on trying to find something. Alex, I don't know if I found something that was like that. At most, maybe I could say there was less aura moments in this anime. But then I thought, no, this season was about Stark and his aura moments. And I was just like, no, this everything about it hit the key points, even if it's shorter, even if there wasn't as much. And that's probably the biggest criticism I could give. It still hit so perfectly. I think this is a 10. I think this is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this as well. It's like, is it as good as the first season? I mean, arguably, I could say no because there's less story. But what story we do have is still really good. We get those great character moments. We get those great character growth episodes. We get some fantastic world building. That doesn't grind the narrative to a screeching halt. What action sequences we do get, even though they're few and far between, are really, really well done. The music is still fantastic. We got that phenomenal ED, a really good OP. On the whole, if I'm being honest, it's really like a 9.5 out of 10, but I'm still going to give it a 10 out of 10 just because I love this world that's been created. I love the story that's being told within it. And I think that this season really, it felt like a good continuation. And it also gave me just enough hope and excitement for what is to come, without spoiling anything, without making it more of a melodrama than I feel like it needed to be. It was hitting on all cylinders. And granted, yeah, we didn't get as much of it as we got in the first season, but I don't think that really matters that much when you get right down to it. So for me, yeah, it's another 10 out of 10. I adored this season, and I am absolutely staggered to see what comes next.
God damn. So, accordingly, Frieren remains the only
10 out of 10
that gets an ACAD 10 out of 10.
We'll have to once Natai has had a chance to actually sit down and watch it, we'll have to ask him, but to clarify that. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Great job, Madhouse. I cannot give you guys props enough for what you've been able to pull off, not once but twice now. I really hope third time really is the charmer for you guys here in about a year and a half.
And if it's genuinely as hype as people are making it out to be, this is gonna be one of the all-time greats.
Yeah,
like it already is, but like if it's that good, it's gonna elevate it to the next level.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that is our spoiler cast for the second season of Frieren. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you, Chinoda, for joining me tonight to talk about it. It certainly was fun.
Of course, thank you for having me here. This was a great time. I'm glad we got to do this again. And as I said, I genuinely, well, as you said, actually, I can't wait to hear what Natai thinks about this as well.
Yeah, when he has a chance to watch it, I'm sure we'll talk about it in our Discord server. Speaking of which,
everyone, please join our Discord server and tag Natai, telling him, hey,
to go watch it.
Frieren Season 2 so that you can tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Please bully and peer pressure our friend Natai.
No, don't do that. But yeah, you can join our Discord server. I highly encourage it. It's where you can always find out what we are up to. We do watch parties in there. We do community game nights. We have all kinds of great conversations. You can suggest things for us to talk about on stream, games for us to play here on stream. So yeah, I highly encourage you, if you are not already a member, to check that out. It is pinned here in the chat if you're watching live. It is also down below in the description, along with all the links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does. We also have... I completely lost my train of thought in the middle of that sentence. Holy shit. Wow. Am I dumb? Maybe. Oh, I was going to say, I haven't figured out exactly what yet, but sometime this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I haven't figured out which yet, but one of those 2 days, I'm going to host a watch party in our server. I haven't decided what yet. It may be a watch party watching the first couple episodes of a few different anime that have started airing this spring season. Who knows? But join our Discord server to always find out what we are up to. Do like this stream if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. It really, really helps us out. Comment down below what you thought of this season of Frieren, and if you are excited for what is to come with the already announced third season. Also, let us know if there's any anime out there that you think that we should get on and do Spoilercast for that we haven't already done already. We are always open to doing more of these. I think Chinoda and I both kind of enjoy getting on and just gushing over stuff that we've watched for like an hour and a half.
It is genuinely a fun time. I very much enjoy it. So yeah, no, fire off at us. Let us know what you want to hear from us.
And also, you really should, like and subscribe, because it's what Himmel would have done.
God damn it. It's true though.
It's true. Himmel would have been a follower of Anime Club After Dark. It came to me in a dream. My source says I made it the fuck up. But I want to thank everyone for stopping by, whether you were here tonight or whether you watch this after the fact. I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. And Chinoda and I will see you later. Say goodnight, Chinoda.
Remember, folks, live by the mantra. It's what Himmel would have done.
I prefer to say live by the words of Frieren.
Kill yourself.
Don't do that.
Alex.
Don't do that.
Alex.
That was a terrible way to end.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
We're
my
doing
god.
Hope Core. Read the goddamn Jesus. I'm done. I'm done.
Low tier Frieren. Let's go. Anyway, good night, everyone. I hope everyone has a great evening. Goodbye.